to class next week.
Some of them already headed back. But yeah, you know, while clothes and supplies are important, food is also important so that your child can stay focused throughout the day. And earlier this week, I spoke with a nutritionist and dietitian, Dr. Rob Wildman, about some of the best brain foods for your kids. You brought a number of things with you. Your main focus is brain health. Tell me about that and why parents should be concerned about that.
Right. I mean, we all have parents going off to school, so we buy the clothes, we buy the notebooks, the pencils, and so forth. But we also have to consider the brain, and we have to nourish the brain so they can continue to develop, and you know, just to feed them healthy foods. So what I want to do is just talk about some of the key nutrients that will help develop the brain and keep it functioning optimally throughout the day.
And it starts at breakfast, right?
It does start at breakfast, absolutely, and then it continues throughout the day.
Now, something you brought in that I thought was interesting was fruit juice, orange juice, but it's a little bit different than what you might normally see in a store. Tell me about that.
Well, this particular fruit juice, Omega Orange, which you can get at Walmart in the refrigerated section, that's where I picked it up. It actually is fortified with DHA. It has B vitamins for energy, but it's also fortified with DHA, which is important for the brain. It's an essential fat that goes into the brain, helps brain development, and helps the brain just function at its best.
So not filled with a bunch of sugar.
Not filled with a bunch of sugar. It's lower in calories. It's lower in sugar. It delivers great energy and great nutrition for kids.
You also brought in some special vitamins that I said look like fruit snacks. Tell me about those.
They do, you know, and it's kind of what I consider to be healthy candy, and my kids really like it. They're called Acai Energy, and again, it's by Genesis today, and you can pick these up at Walgreens. And they have B vitamins, which helps support energy for kids. And we all want our kids to be more active, to spend less time away from the TV and the computer and so forth, and just go out and live active kid lifestyles or kid styles. So these particular gummy vitamins have superfruit in them, but they also have B vitamins, which will support energy.
A lot of kids today are given donuts,
Yes.
or you know, parents run through the drive-through because it's just a convenience thing. How can parents break that cycle?
Well, just by packing lunches, getting your kids involved in packing lunches, and even taking a look at every meal that they eat and say, can I do better? The last example of a really cool, healthy type of option is when you look at carbohydrates, and kids love pancakes and waffles and so forth. I actually found a product called Batter Blaster, and you can pick this up at Walmart as well. And it's like a spray-on, whole grain, USDA organic batter for making pancakes and waffles. It's fantastic.
The last question I had, you did have some salmon here, you have some fish. A lot of kids aren't really excited sometimes about fish. How do you combat that?
Well, you know, kids are always a challenge, without a doubt. So you can try to make it more interesting, get them involved in the cooking process. Kids sometimes like the fish sticks, but sometimes as parents, we don't want all that extra breading and so forth. So the question is, what's so key about salmon? I mean, why do we really want it? Well, it's the protein, it's the omega-3 fatty acids, the DHA that we talked about. Are there alternative sources that will help their bodies grow and develop and their brain until they really begin to eat more fish? Like, because we love it as adults and we know it's good for us, but kids are a little bit more challenging.
So break them in a little early, and then hopefully that will continue on through their adult life.
And kids are really smart too. So if you empower them with, this is good for your body, good for your brain, makes you smart, it's got great fat for the brain. Because when we were kids, if somebody called you a fathead, that was an insult. But now we know that fat's important for the brain, and it's certain types of fat like you get in fish.
Great tips. Thank you so much, Dr. Rob. We appreciate it. And if people want to learn more about you and your work, where can they find some information?
Oh, they can go to thenutritiondoctor.com, and that's The Nutrition Doctor, and it's DR for doctor.com, and they can just contact me and know more about it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Absolutely my pleasure.
Absolutely. Definitely a big help for parents.
I don't know. I think fathead is still an insult. I could be wrong, but you said fathead's not an insult anymore.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, we want to see some of your back-to-school pictures. All you have to do is go to abcactionnews.com, and on the right side of the homepage, you can find a link to upload your photos. Send them to us, and we'll share some of them on our air. We want to share one of them, though, right now.
Where's the picture we want to share right now?
Do we have
it?
Look at that.
That's a Bill Logan.
Who is that?
Bill, that's great.
First day of first grade right there.
So what year?
Is that a briefcase?
Thank goodness they took the 69 off the side. Yeah, that is a briefcase. I'm ready.
That's 1969.
Got my ruler, got my pencils.
That's right before you headed to Woodstock, isn't it? Taking the music festival.
I was a little bit behind the times there.
What'd you have in your briefcase? Books?
Lunch. No fish.
That's a
No
great.
computers, right?
No, not that I know of. Not at that point, there was no computer.
A little calculator,
Abacus.
maybe.
That's a great picture. Hey, still ahead on ABC Action News. If you love